Okay, so on this one, by the title, once again, man, I'm finna tell you where roaches come from. You can ask anybody that you know and that they don't know where roaches come from. You can do all your research, but you ain't gonna find where roaches come from because they ain't gonna tell you. You can, but man, some of y'all know, some of y'all may know if you really pay attention. Like I said, it's everything that we need is here and it's there. It's like, what is we looking for, man? What are we looking for? If somebody cheating on you, all it evidence is there. What are you looking for? It's there. What more do you need to see? It's there. But let me go on ahead and show y'all where roaches come from. I'm finna go on ahead and get into it. So, with that being said, let's start it out like this. For the most part, you want to know where a roach come from, you're gonna Google it. Of course, people like, I don't want to know where no roach come from. Roaches dirty, blah blah, whatever, whatever. Man, first of all, let me tell you this: roaches don't have sex. Most insects don't have sex, and roaches are a part of the insect family. Roaches are a class called Bladdertodia. That's just to break it down in class and phylum and all that stuff. Um, and that means I don't even know what it means, but that's just they what they classed in. So let's Google where does roaches come from. Let's Google a roach first. Let's just Google roaches. Boom. And I ain't talking about a cockroach. I'm talking about a household roach, but I'm talking about all roaches. The cockroaches is mainly in the south. I'm talking about a roach that you find crawling in your kitchen, eating food and all type of stuff. These little things right here. I ain't talking about no big old cockroach that hiss at you. But I'm talking about those too, because they all part of the same family. So, man, for the most part, and this is where I'm finna lose people, man. Go ahead, get lost. Man, roaches are a sign of hell, man. Roaches are a sign of hell. Ni- Roaches come from the cracks of the ground, but no, they don't. I'm just saying. Just think about it. You think of Just think about it. Hell is not a friendly place. Hell has all this and that. If you put in the dirt and what happens to you when you put in the dirt? Bugs start crawling after eventually a time, and you locked in a cage. Bugs start crawling around you. I mean, you locked in a box. Bugs start crawling, maggots start forming. A lot of people don't know where maggots form, but scientists know where maggots form, and scientists know where roaches form. The real ones that have experimented, the real ones that have experimented know, but only few know, and only few choose to believe. But like I said, roaches are a sign of hell, man. Roaches comes from the cracks of the earth, man. Roaches are a sign of hell, man. Roaches are in hell. You know what I'm saying? But let's go on here and get into it. Like these is how roaches look. If you ain't ever had a roach or don't know what a roach look like, man. Roaches look like this. And like I said, most insects don't need to have sex to have babies. Roaches have sex with their cells. However, so they're asexual. They can deliver thousands of eggs at one time. Roaches can give birth to thousands of eggs at one time. I'm not sure if it's a woman roach or a man roach, but they just give birth to thousands of eggs at one time. So, with that being said, on this side, we're gonna Google where does roaches come from? Where does roaches come from? And this is what Google is telling us. Some species of cockroaches will travel into homes via sewer lines and may emerge into the living spaces via floor drains. Underground. Sewers or drains are also popular cockroach entry points. Repairs on sewer systems may lead to displaced American cockroaches entering buildings. That sound like rats. That's not true, man. Sewers have not been on this earth longer than roaches, man. Sewers was just invented in whatever. Like, let's Google when the sewer was invented. Like, this is all off, but let's Google when was sewers installed in America? When did the sewer system get installed in America? When did the sewage system get installed in America? Sewage system start. When? Did the suicide, whatever that. It don't even sound right. What the? Man, get up out of here. So you telling me in the early 1900s when they had outhouses and all that, it was roaches? I mean, it was sewers. Whatever, whatever, man. Whatever. Take it and run with it. Whatever, whatever. I don't feel like going in depth on those sewers, man. But sewers ain't been here that long. Sewers are just now getting expanded and stuff. But it always been underground things going on. But one, like I just said, roaches are a sign of hell. But that's not really where I'm going and getting at. Roaches come from bad habits, bad cleaning habits. You can be a clean person, but if you out of town and you got certain types of food in your first of all, before I get there, let me get y'all to understand this. All life of everything that is living and breathing on this earth, meaning plants from plants to humans. Plants breathe. Everything that's on this earth breathing oxygen and producing. Anything that's on this earth breathing and producing has had to been started in the dark. All forms of life start in the dark. Even the darkest of the dark know this. Even evil people know this. Even witchcraft people, demonic practitioners, whatever you want to call them, they all know that God is real. And they all know all this ritual type of stuff, man. Life starts in the dark. Life starts in the dark. All life starts in the dark. All life starts in a womb. Dirt is a womb. A vagina is a womb. Warmness, moistness is a womb. So, boom. Let's go ahead and get into it. We are all bacteria. Let's go ahead and show you what a bacteria is. A bacteria is the smallest living cell that there is. A bacteria can survive on its own forever, but it thrives when it meets a virus. So let's Google what is a bacteria. And this video probably whatever long, whatever, man, whatever. If you interested, man, keep paying attention. What is a bacteria? I need a definition, man. And a lot of y'all be like Wikipedia, blah blah. Man, Wikipedia is helpful if you know what you're reading. But Wikipedia do be on some other stuff, talking about some other stuff. But it's helpful if you know what you're reading. You can weed in and weed out. Let's say bacteria, bacterium, whatever, are ubiquitous, mostly free living organisms, often consisting of one biological cell. That's one cell. You need a microscope to see a bacteria. Bacteria exist any and everywhere. It's many and plenty and thousands of bacteria. There's not just one bacteria. There's not just one person walking around. It's thousands of people walking around with different personalities and different thoughts and all this and that. We're all bacteria mixed with viruses. But let me show you how, like I said, just keep this in mind. Bacteria can live and exist in any environment. That's how humans, that's what we are, and that's how we exist. We are bacteria and we can exist. That's why they say we are dirt. We dirt. We dirt because we bacteria. We come from dirt because we're bacteria. We can exist in any environment. Rain, water, snow, cold, hot, freezing, wet. We can exist in any environment. Any environment because we are bacteria. Now let's Google on this side what a virus is. It's different types of viruses. There's no single specific virus. It's many viruses, just like there is many bacterias. Milk is bacteria. We ain't supposed to be drinking milk, but milk itself is bacteria because milk can form life on its own. You can leave milk and it starts to get moldy. You can leave bread and it starts to get moldy. What does that sound like? Household things. What does that sound like? Things that go in the garbage. What does that sound like? Things at night when you turn the light off. What happens? You don't know. You don't know. So for those people that's experimenters out there, man, experiment with this and experiment and see if you can make a roach from this. So I don't know exactly where roach come from, but I know it's formed from something that we commonly eat. Because you can move into houses that already have roaches. But at the same time, you can produce a roach. It's off dirty habits, like I said. Just like maggots. Maggots turn into flies, but maggots form on their own. Maggots form in moist places, just like garbages, just like roaches. All things that exist need darkness, moistness, and light to survive. Of course, water is a part of that moistness. We all was born in a vagina, and that vagina is a large bacteria. That bacteria meets the virus, which is a sperm, and that sperm meet that virus. I mean, that virus, which is a sperm, meets that bacteria, which is the egg inside the vagina, and performs life. We living in a moist, wet, dark place until we meet that light. So that's how a human is formed. That's how all life is formed. That's how a seed is in the dirt in a warm womb. The seed is in dirt, which is a warm womb, a warm, dark womb. You pour that water in, it's getting what it need out of the nutrients of the dirt, which is the bacteria. That water is getting that nutrients. Dirt consists of bacteria and viruses, but not natural bacteria that can't hurt us, but it can hurt us. Anything that can hurt us, anything that's good for us can hurt us too. But whatever. So let's get on to this virus. Let's read what a virus is. A virus is a submicroscopic infectious agent that replicates only inside the living cells of an organism. Let's go back to what a bacteria is. Are ubiquitous, mostly free living organisms. You need an organism and a cell to make a life. A virus will not thrive until they meet that bacteria. But a virus can live on the surface, and a virus can live somewhere and be there and not affect you until it meets that right bacteria. And when that bacteria meet that virus, it's a party. Something going on. It's either gonna form a disease, or it's gonna form a person, or it's gonna form a cold, or it's gonna form something. You know what I'm saying? That's where a roach come from. A roach is a bacteria. I don't know, but I know this. I didn't experiment with roaches. I didn't had them before. Of course, you smack them, hit them. You can hit them hard, smack them hard. They hop up, still running and stuff. You can burn them. They ain't gonna do nothing but jump up. They still hop up running. They bacteria. They can survive in anything. You can try to drown a roach. You can't drown a roach. It's a bacteria. It's gonna survive in anything. Roaches supposedly live in sewers. How can you drown a roach that lives in a sewer? There's no such thing. And I mean, whatever. A roach is a bacteria that can survive in any place at any time. So I don't know exactly where roaches come from once again, but I feel like roaches come from commonly household items that we eat that we don't throw away in time, that we let sit and it forms into a life. So the garbage is dark at night when you're in the kitchen. When you turn the kitchen light out, the garbage is dark. And where do roaches like to party at? By the garbage, by the refrigerator, by the sink, in cabinets. Cabinets because they dark and they got food. And it's warm most of the time. But they form by the sink and they form by the garbage. Like I said, I don't know, but I feel like roaches come from either eggs, milk, or bread. Not necessarily just one of those things. It could be a mixture of those things in the garbage and with a little wetness. I don't know, but I feel like roaches come from one of the three. And I didn't do it just to see where people minds at, man. I didn't ask plenty of people, where you think roaches come from? They don't even give me a where they come from. They like, oh, those things are ancient. They blah blah. Yeah, they ancient because they are signs of hell. They signs of hell. You forming life that you ain't even supposed to form. You can't form life besides having sex. What other thing can you make born besides having sex and planting a seed? You can't form no life, but you can form a roach. I don't know exactly what they can come from, probably a potato, an old potato and some milk. sitting in the garbage. You ain't take the garbage out for a week. They sitting in the garbage. You probably on vacation somewhere. Got the garbage. Got the house dark. You come back, house stinking. You see 2, 3 roaches. You like, where a roach? How a roach? Some form. Some form. Notice this: bread get moldy and yeasty. Bread turns into bacteria. Bread starts eating itself. Milk gets moldy. It starts eating itself. Potatoes gets moldy. It start eating itself. It can come from anything. I don't know where it comes from, but I feel like it comes from one of those. And like I said, I can be wrong, but prove me wrong. Show me I'm wrong. I just showed you how life is formed. Life is formed from bacteria. I just pointed that out. And if I'm wrong, prove me wrong. Like I said. So um if you like where I'm going with this and you like what I'm at with this and you understand this, man, like the video and share the video. You understand? Subscribe, whatever. So let's keep on going, man. Let's keep on going. Fungi, fungus. Fungus is bacteria. Fungus grows on trees. We see fungus on trees all the time. We see fungus in sinks. Fungus. Water makes bacteria. I know y'all done seen dirty water fountains you don't want to drink from because they probably stink. It stank because ain't nobody cleaning it. They're not bleaching they're not bleaching the fountain and scrubbing the where the water comes from because that water got bacteria from wherever it's being produced from. And that bacteria is sitting on the round of that rim. So even if you press it and drink it and you thinking, oh, it just stank, whatever, whatever, man, you still drinking some of that bacteria that's sitting there because they ain't cleaned the fountain. Water has its own bacteria, but I ain't even finna get into that. But like I said, all life needs water, darkness, and a womb. Anything that's living on this earth, man, think about that. So, but a roach don't need a womb, but a roach need a womb. So that's why I say they are signs of hell because a roach don't need a womb, but it needs a womb. It needs some source of life to form. But whatever, whatever, man. Like I said, roaches are a sign of hell until I get proven wrong. So if I got a scientist or something, an experimenter watching this, man, experiment and try to make a roach, and let me know if you can make a roach, or let me know if any other forms of life came from this experiment. So that's all I got on this, and I can go more in depth on this. I'm just covering the surface. 'Cause don't nobody know where roaches come from. Can't nobody tell you where roaches come from. But they can tell you where a mouse come from. They can tell you where a fly and a bug and a bumblebee come from, and all the above. But you can't tell me where maggots come from. Maggots are formed the same way roaches are formed, but maggots are more natural because maggots turns into flies, but flies are not natural. Flies are natural, but flies are a sign of, once again, what hell. When you watching scary movies and it's a demon or something around, what's hitting the windows? Flies and all type of stuff. Bodies around, maggots and stuff. Come on now. Them things are a sign of hell, but roaches are a more sign of hell than maggots are. So like I said, if you can prove to me whatever, whatever, I'll back down on it. But until I'm proven wrong, whatever, whatever, man.